In the moments when I'm going through a challenging time, it's hard to remind myself of sage advice and steer my awareness into present reality. My consciousness gets hijacked, my body gets tense, my mind starts spinning and loops through past and future scenarios. We all face circumstances like this, and it's difficult to stay centered and reach for our arsenal of skills and strategies. At these times, even if we cannot access our entire toolkit, just remembering this one word can help us immensely. Relax. Just these two simple syllables are very powerful. I'm speaking from personal experience. Whether it's a highly charged situation with intense emotions, physical pain, emotional pain, past memories, anxiety about the future, or even everyday simple problem. Whenever I try to relax, it invariably helps. No matter the magnitude of the situation and our reaction to it, there are always two factors involved. Number one, how much we are resisting it, and number two, how little we are allowing ourselves to relax. Just having this awareness can help us with the situation because whenever we are not comfortable with the situation, we resist it, and consequently, we become unrelaxed or hostile towards it. This degree of opposition may vary, but one thing is certain: when we are in resistance, we are not operating at our peak level. We experience shortness of breath, sympathetic nervous system kicks in, fight or flight mode gets activated, and the brain function gets diminished. Contrary to this, when we are relaxed, there is deep, even, full breathing. The body is in parasympathetic nervous system mode. There is rest and repair. The circulation is even. We can think better and access helpful responses. Let's take an example of some small situations when we are frustrated with someone, running late, overwhelmed by our chores, social anxiety, beating ourselves up for our misses, or even not able to quiet our mind and fighting with it during meditation. In all these cases, a part of us is not liking the experience, and so we are uptight about it. These cases may seem benign enough, but if we notice closely, we are resisting the event, and so it makes it even more difficult. Ever had the experience when one thing goes south, the others also start following suit? It's because the resistance contaminates the situation, and so this energy is perpetuated. It is not woo woo. If we are not relaxed, we are not thinking clearly, and so it affects our subsequent interactions. For example, social anxiety. Someone is already self conscious and not relaxed in social situations, and so they may behave awkwardly, and this may lead to behavior that they are trying to avoid, which in turn makes them more anxious. Another example, rushing to get into skinny jeans. We all have tried that. It doesn't work. Or when you are trying to remember something and you feel like it's right there, but you're not able to access it, and the harder you try, the more it slips from your awareness. These are all instances when we are holding on too tightly and so our minds cannot relax. Now, bigger examples are more challenging because we are completely taken over by the situation. A traumatic memory, physical discomfort, an argument, a tough situation. But even in these events, relaxing as much as possible will help us. It may not be possible for us to be detached and nonchalant, but even a little bit of expansiveness and relaxation will help. On the other hand, when we are relaxed, we are not in our heads. We are open and spontaneous. For example, when we spend time with our loved ones, when we go on vacations, or when we are just by ourselves enjoying an activity, reading, listening to music, watching TV. At these times, we are completely receptive to the moment in front of us, and so these moments, these experiences are the ones that we like. When we stay relaxed, we are open and we can think in an efficient manner. But when we are in the middle of a difficult situation, it may not be possible for us to access this state mentally. So we can do it physically. How? First, scan your body. Notice any pockets of tension. You may be holding stress in your jaw, throat, chest, stomach, butt, or any other area. We all are different. But this is how we physically resist. We cannot do anything about the outside event. It is happening, but internally we try to resist by holding on to stress. Release these areas, relax them, and then breathe deeply and slowly from the abdomen. When you do this for a few minutes, slowly your body will start relaxing, and then your mind and brain will follow. When you do this, you will create a separation from the situation. There will be some space in which you will be able to think in a more resourceful manner. Try it, you will see the difference. Don't knock it until you try it. Once you see its magic, you may want to keep it in your back pocket. Commit this simple and beautiful word to your memory. Relax. Whether it's an everyday thing or out of the ordinary. Whenever you relax, you help your body positively. You have more access to your inner faculties, and so you can contribute in a better manner to the task at hand. You can also cultivate this practice of checking in with yourself during different times of the day, and whenever you notice that you are closed off and resisting, then you can follow the steps to relax yourself and experience more well-being. Thanks for watching.